waiting for the signal, and there we are. Here we are, live, back on track. Nomad X family, Facebook crew, everyone out there, we're back on track with another live session and another amazing guest. I couldn't be any more excited. His name is Johnny, and he's a legend. He is a fucking legend out there because what he does to the online world is really, really remarkable. But we're going to dive into that a little bit deeper straight on while we're going to do this interview. Just for now, Johnny, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on here.
Ali, thank you so much, man. You're doing big things, not only providing value and accommodations for the nomad community that's desperately needed, but also having great guests on like Gary V. Can't believe you had him on. That was amazing. So really, really excited to be part of this lineup.
Yeah, we're like really, really proud to have you on here because I know you do like so many amazing things out there. Maybe, bro, just to start with, can you give us a short overview about yourself, who you are, what's your mission, what's your vision?
Yeah, so I read the 4-Hour Work Week like a lot of people have back in like 2007, but right away I just sold all my stuff, moved to Thailand, and just started living kind of that 4-hour work week for, probably 8 years. The first 4 years I was teaching scuba diving, so not really, digital, but just enjoying life, living for cheap. And then I got into online business. I wrote a couple books on Amazon on Kindle, started bringing in a little bit of money, and I thought, oh, this is cool. What else can I do? So that's when I got into drop shipping. That was the first thing that really replaced my 9-to-5 income and made me enough money to, to kind of live full time and support myself. And from there, I decided, hey, what else is there? So I started kind of getting into all these different passive income streams and online business. And to pass down this knowledge, I started the Travel Like a Boss podcast, started my YouTube channel, and I started the Nomad Summit, which is the kind of longest running conference for digital nomads. It's been going on now for since 2015. So we've had 7 of them, in Thailand, in Mexico. We were supposed to have one in Tbilisi, Georgia this year. So kind of all over the world.
Wow, that's awesome, bro. I know from my personal experience, you did a lot of groundwork for the digital nomad community. You are kind of like one of the pioneers out there, and everything you do, like I said before, is kind of like super remarkable. So first of all, congratulations to your journey. It's super awesome to see what is actually possible. But what we want to do today, so just to mention that, Nomad X community, we're going to talk about drop shipping. And Johnny is one of the legends out there. You do drop shipping since a long, long time. And I think like drop shipping is a topic which I even myself, I look into it, like because e-commerce is going like crazy steep, even if I never ever really touched base on it. So can we touch base a little bit more on the whole drop shipping scene and what does it take? What is drop shipping actually means, and where do you see the future?
Yeah, so I've been in drop shipping full time since 2013. That was the first real business I had, a real job I had that replaced my income. I had a bunch of other random things that always made like $150 or $200 a month. It was nice to have, but it was never enough to really be able to save, to travel, to give money back to my parents or to charity, things like that. So that's why I'm such a big supporter of dropshipping. And dropshipping has actually been around for forever. It's just a fulfillment model. It's just a way of sending products. But it's become the term got really popular a few years ago as like some easy, quick, get rich quick overnight kind of easy thing. Luckily, all those people kind of moved on to the next big overnight quick rich thing. But, dropshipping will always be around. So what it actually is all like normally, when you buy something online, it comes from a warehouse somewhere, right? Whether, it comes from somewhere in Europe, somewhere in Asia, or somewhere in the US. And traditionally, you would order the product and it would go to you, your office, your warehouse. And then when a customer would buy it from you, then you ship it out again. And it's really inefficient because, first it's wasting time and money shipping things back and forth, and I dropship in the US, so just to use that as an example. Let's say the person who makes, whatever, like these ceiling fans, They make it in New York. I'm in California. I have to order 100 at a time, so it costs a lot of money up front. They send me 100 shipping ceiling fans to California. Now I need a warehouse. I need to keep it all there. And when somebody buys one, now I have to ship it to wherever they are, and they might be in Florida. So it's really inefficient. It's shipping from one coast to the other. I'm wasting money storing it and hiring staff when my manufacturer could have just shipped it directly from their warehouse in New York to Florida. So it's better for the environment. There's less gas and petrol being wasted shipping around. It's better for the customer because it ends up being cheaper for them, and it's not as nice for the supplier because they would rather just sell 100 units at once, obviously. But for certain items, they're willing to do it.
Is that kind of like is that the foundation of what dropshipping takes? Is like can everyone start with it then?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the reason why I started with it and why it's still my favorite business model, especially for starting out kind of new entrepreneurs and nomads, is one, you're selling physical items. So it's really easy to conceptualize what that item is worth. So this USB microphone made by Audio Technica, I know it's worth, $80 or $100, whatever it costs. And doesn't matter if I buy it from Amazon, if I buy it from eBay, if I buy it from, johnny'smicrophones.com, I know this is, a good product and it should cost between 80 and $100. And same thing, like
Right.
if I was like selling like, this teapot or something, I know this has value. I know that it costs money to ship. I know it costs money to make. And it's very easy to start a business selling these things as long as you can get like a fair price for it. The hard thing to do is to try to start selling, building a project, building like a website or building a service-based business or building, or selling like a digital product, whether it's an ebook or a course or coaching. Like, why do some ebooks cost 99 cents and some of them cost $299? Like, it's kind of hard to conceptualize. Maybe if you've been in the space for a while and you can be like, oh yeah, that ebook is definitely worth $300 or that ebook's definitely only worth 99 cents. But as a beginner entrepreneur, it's so hard to figure out like, how should I price this? What is the difference? So that's one big reason why I really liked physical items. But because I was living in Thailand at the time and I wanted to sell to US customers, I was like, well, I don't want to have to deal with the warehouse. I didn't have any money. So I had, maybe $1,000 in my bank account. And I thought, there's no way I can get a warehouse. I can order items. I can hire staff. But if I can get a supplier, I could build a website. It doesn't cost very much. And if I can get a supplier to ship it directly to my customer, I can do it from anywhere. So that's why I really love drop shipping. And I've now done it in, but while traveling to like 50 different countries. But all my customers
Wow.
have always been in the US. Yeah.
Wow, I love it. That's pretty much. I think that's pretty much spot on, and that's exactly what drop shipping is about. We obviously want to make sure that everyone understands out there. There is still like a bit of an investment you have to do up front. We're not gonna. We don't want to promote the get rich quick overnight and making seven figures in the first 2 months. But dropshipping is definitely something which you can take and you can leverage without having massive costs upfront. How was that?
Yeah.
How was it for you, bro? How was it for you based on Corona? Where do you see like e-commerce generally going? Because what I've seen is like it's skyrocketing. Or
Yeah. It's almost funny where like back in April, May, everybody was panicked, thinking like, okay, this is it. No one's gonna be buying anything because the economy's bad. But our sales, we had the best month ever on March, April, and then May, then June, then July, and it just kept going up. Every single month, a store that I've been running now for 2 years that never made more than $15,000 a month in sales, every month consistently, it's doing $30,000 to $40,000 in sales. So more than double.
wow.
And it's mainly because people can't go outside. They can't go to Costco or they don't want to go to Costco. you know, and people are just sitting at home. And, honestly, they shouldn't be buying, furniture or, any of these items we're selling. They should probably be saving that money for a rainy day. But, people like to buy stuff, right? They're at home, they're shopping, they're thinking, what can make my house more comfortable? And if they want to buy it, we'll sell it to them.
That's awesome, and I think that's exactly what it is, and I'm completely agree with you, and I think this is like why e-commerce is going to skyrocketing massively. People are like at home, or people not even when this is over, people will still order online more
Oh, yeah.
than ever, and I think that's kind of like it's the way to go, right?
Yeah.
It's a business model you want to drop into.
So I do have to address what dropshipping is not, or the type of dropshipping that I don't do. What got really popular, especially in like Bali for whatever weird reason, is shipping stuff from AliExpress from China. And I think the reason why people liked it is because it's even easier than trying to find an actual supplier. Like for me, I sell like furniture, and if I ask you like how do you find the manufacturer of the furniture? You might be like, I have no idea. Like, I've never done it before. It's not hard to do. It's not impossible. It's not some magic thing, but like you need some kind of business experience to know how to like locate, manufacturers, suppliers. You need some experience calling them and negotiating a deal with them. You need to build some trust with them. You need to have a business license. And all these things are just normal parts of doing business. That's not, super hard. But honestly, a lot of people are just lazy, right? Especially if they're like, well, if I can just buy it from AliExpress, I don't need any of that. I don't need a business license. I don't need to talk to anybody. I can just go on AliExpress.com, look for a product, and then put it on a website, and then start making, millions of dollars, But it doesn't work that way. Some people have made it work mainly because they were good marketers and they probably could have sold anything anyways. They could have sold books or they could have sold actual items. But for most people, and for myself, I suggest building an actual business, finding products that people actually like. So when they get it in the mail, they tell their friends, and it becomes a real business. Versus this
Right.
AliExpress thing, to me, it was kind of like a lot of these other cash grabs, Teespring and things like that. That's a fad, and that's why I don't sell from China. I don't recommend anyone sell from China. I don't recommend anyone sell like crappy items and mark it up 500% just and have some Instagram ad to promote it. I recommend like finding what people actually want, what people need now, but also 2 years from now, and building a real business around it.
Pretty much spot on, and I couldn't agree anymore. So Nomad X community, Facebook fam, everyone out there who's watching this right now, we got someone on the stream who really knows about drop shipping, and this is a legit serious business model which you can leverage without having massive savings in your bank account. You have to do a previous investment to get that shit up and running, but right now it's the time. So if you have questions, and I know it's already, or it's like still like super early in Europe, and you guys probably are not like, it's Monday morning and everyone is like, oh my gosh, I'm not awake. Even if you watch the review, this is the time. Drop your questions, drop everything you want to know about drop shipping into these comments, and we're going to make sure this is going to be answered. So based on what you just said, my friend, is don't do the Chinese crappy item stuff and sell it directly from AliExpress. What would you then recommend for someone who wants to start? Someone who is pretty new to that, someone wants to start with drop shipping. What are the first few steps you would recommend? And then we lost Johnny. Damn it. And we just lost him with the most important question. And I know he is sitting in Sri Lanka at the moment. As I know from my personal experience, every now and then, Sri Lanka doesn't have the best internet connection, even if it's such a beautiful country. And he just froze, and I'm not sure if we get him back. But that's what we do, guys. That's what it is. It's rock and roll. It's live sessions, and that's the exciting part about it, because every now and then when you jump on a live, and you never know, does it really gonna happen? So we got frozen Johnny here, left with the last question, and then he completely left. My friends, I'm sure he's coming back, so don't worry about that. And we got some people dropping in here saying awesome interview. Don't leave us right now. I'm very pretty much sure that there is a massive chance that we get Johnny back, but it seems like his internet is breaking down. But you know what, guys, this is exactly, and I mentioned that in one of my last posts on my timeline. You're going to see that in my private profile. We are doing things differently. We're not doing podcasting. We're not doing any recorded interviews. No, what we are doing is Facebook Lives, and we're really depending on stable internet. People are being spot on. I usually never ever have a script. I never ever have an outline or anything like that. So we want to have it raw, uncut, and real as fuck. So I don't know if we get Johnny back, but if we don't, let me give you a little bit of a forecast about what's going to happen next. Because, and for this, just let me check on my calendar so I get that right for you guys. We're going to have tomorrow, we're going to have a stream with David Berkowitz, if I say it right. This guy is an absolute legend. He's sitting in New York. He is a master brain when it comes to social media marketing and what's the next big deal. He was one of the big players in 360i, the company Dave, my business partner at Nomad X, sold. And he's going to talk about what it takes to build B2B communities. So that's even more exciting. Imagine that. It's not about just building communities. No, it's about building B2B communities. So that's going to happen tomorrow. But what's going to happen right now is that we got Johnny back. We got you back, bro.
Yeah.
We got you back. I skipped and I just kept talking and there we are.
Good.
I love it, bro. I love it.
Yeah.
Where did we lose you? We were kind of like losing your. What would you recommend as the first steps for someone who wants to start off?
Yeah, so for me, I was really fortunate where I didn't look into it too much. I heard about it. I was like, this concept makes sense. I can see this being a real business, and I just took a course. There's tons of courses out there. The one I took is by a guy named Anton Kraly. His link is antonmethod.com if you want to check it out. And I even created a free course on my YouTube channel. You can go to dropshiplab.com, and it's completely free. You just have to watch some ads on YouTube. But that's it. Like, follow something, but follow one course, and don't bounce around. I think the biggest mistake most people make is they either kind of assume they know, and then they kind of start doing it, and they get frustrated, and then maybe they might ask someone some questions through Facebook Messenger. That person answers the first one, but then you ask the second one, they stop answering you because they kind of get tired of holding your hand. But when you're part of a course, especially if it has a user community with other people who are doing it, you have that connection where you can all go through it together. You can ask each other questions. If it's a paid course, you have access to the course creator, the mentors, and they can help you through it. I think a lot of people don't realize that starting a dropshipping business is like starting any business. It costs a lot less money.
Right.
You can do it from anywhere, and it's scalable. But if you're going to open a restaurant, or if you're going to open a grocery store or a little market on the side, I guarantee you will have questions. You'll be like, oh, I need a reseller license. How do I get a reseller certificate? And these are things that someone on a course who's been through it can answer, or you can just find out yourself. But a lot of people, it'd be much easier to have someone kind of walk you through the whole thing instead of trying to figure it out yourself.
Right. So I think that's another very important message / value bomb you just drop, is like, whatever you do, get a mentor, follow someone, who is already there where you want to be, and then stick to it. Don't bounce around like 100 times and go back and forward and do all this different stuff. Just if you want to do it, get your mindset about it, and then just stick to it and make it happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's really important to stick to one recipe, because just like if you're gonna cook a dish, right? Whether let's say you're gonna bake sourdough bread, don't take 10 different recipes. I mean, this is what people do. I don't know why, but they'll watch like 50 different videos from different people talking about how to start a dropshipping store. And maybe all of them might even work if you just follow that one method. But if you start taking some, part of the recipe from the sourdough bread recipe, part of the recipe from the focaccia recipe, and you try to put it all together, and you're like, this isn't working. And it's like, yeah, because you're mixing up too many things. Like, just follow one formula, especially one that has been proven to work, that's been around for 5 years. Someone's actually done it for a long time, and just follow that.
I love it, bro. I love it. And I think this is such a highly valuable message, because I've seen that many times. And don't get me wrong, but this is a Bali problem, a Bali entrepreneur problem. People are dropping on the island, and they're like, you meet them the first day, and they're like, what are you doing? So the first day they're like, oh, I do drop shipping. So you meet them a week later, what are you doing? Oh, I do now crypto. The third week they do social media marketing, and the fourth week they do something else. And they're always like super upset that it doesn't work, because they don't fucking stick to it. But I also think it's not always their fault. We always get like super distracted by being online all the time, and you get like all this, like all these different things dropping on your hand. It was like, oh, you can do this and you make $1 million, you can do this. So guys, learn from the best out there, and then stick to one thing. I think that's kind of like what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah, and this applies for whatever business you get into. I mean, everything you just named, like social media marketing, learning how to code, program, create apps, they can all work. But if you try all of them for 1 week, you're not going to be successful.
Right. Exactly. That's awesome, Johnny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for dropping all these value bombs. Absolutely loving it. I promise you, we're keeping it down to 20 minutes. We're already a little bit over time, but that was the funniest thing, guys. I have to tell you that when I said to Johnny, we're going to do it for 20 minutes, he was literally like moving his head. It was like, I don't know, is it your wife, your girlfriend? It was like, babe, you can start cooking. It's only going to take 20 minutes.
Yeah, because I was making like this mutton, like a curry, and she's making the rice, and I was like, babe, like don't start making it until 30 minutes into it, because it's going to take 1 hour, and because I'm starving and haven't had lunch yet. So I was so excited when I was like, okay, let's get this done so we can eat some food.
I love it, bro. I love it, bro.
Apologize for the.
Go. Oh, you got the.
So this family started coming and started hanging out with us.
Awesome.
Like right when we started, they like showed up.
that I love it. That's and I said that before. When you dropped off and we lost the signal. That's what we do. We do live sessions, real shit. So you got your family over, your wife is going to do the cooking, you're ready to go. and that's what we do. We don't do podcasts. We don't do recorded interviews. We do the live, we do the real shit. And we really, really appreciate that. So Johnny, I let you go. Enjoy your time with your family. Enjoy your curry. And for everyone who doesn't know, Johnny is in Sri Lanka at the moment, which is a beautiful place. So I highly recommend that to everyone out there. And thank you so much for dropping the value bombs. Thank you so much for being a part in that community. And I'm super happy to have you.
It's been fun. Those aren't my kids, by the way. And I'm not married yet. It's my girlfriend. But it's been fun.
You said family is coming over. That's what you
said. Well,
somebody's
family came over, not mine.
We're going the complete different road. I love it, bro. Do you want to enlighten us on the different families you have out there, or what is going on?
You know what? We'll say that for another live stream. But guys, thanks for watching. Ollie, thanks for having me. Nomad X, really appreciate
Thank
you
you so much.
guys. All right.
We love
See
you,
you guys.
man. Thank you very much. Thanks for the belly bumps. Have a good one. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.